Welcome to this presentation regarding coaching provisions for boys and girls golf coaches in Illinois. Beginning this year, boys and girls golf coaches at IHSA member schools will be able to coach their players anywhere on the course during a round except on the putting green. Prior to this year, schools could have had a maximum of 2 coaches coaching players during rounds, but that coaching could only have occurred after a group had left a putting green and prior to the group reaching the next tee. This change still allows schools to have a maximum of 2 coaches coaching during a match or tournament, but now coaches can coach their players up until the point when one member of a group steps on the putting green of a given hole. When any player in a group steps on a putting green, all coaches need to cease coaching their player until the entire group has finished the hole and all the players in the group have left the putting green. Making this change is not expected to interfere with pace of play or slow it down. In fact, the advisory committee hopes the opposite will occur and that coaches will be able to better monitor and encourage an appropriate pace of play. Making this change also puts more onus on coaches to set a proper example for players by ensuring they follow these guidelines and don't abuse the privilege to coach on a broader scale during interscholastic competitions. The purpose of this presentation, then, is to provide some additional resources coaches can use to make the high school golf experience better for players. In the event, however, that coaches can't abide by these guidelines, Rules and Games Committees have the authority, per the Coach's Code of Conduct, and the Coach's Code of Conduct can be found in both the School Manual and Manager's Manual for Golf on the IHSA Boys and Girls websites, to address any problems that arise. Covering these guidelines prior to matches or tournaments will hopefully prevent many situations or violations from occurring, but if they do, the committee shall address them in the most appropriate manner. It is not expected that this change is going to result in a rash of coaching penalties, nor is it expected that coaches are going to push these guidelines to the extreme in an attempt to gain an advantage during a contest. Ultimately, coaches will determine the success of this change through their actions and behaviors. To help coaches with this change, a couple of documents are available for coaches to review. The first is a document put together by the Illinois Coaches Association and was distributed at their Golf Coaches Clinic in May. The document shares tips from college coaches in Illinois in regards to the coaching strategies college coaches use during competitions. This document can be found on both the boys and girls golf pages on the IHSA website under the Resources heading, and coaches are encouraged to review this. We'd like to thank the Illinois Coaches Association for their willingness to share this document with coaches in Illinois. The second document available to coaches is an IHSA developed document that lays out the guidelines coaches are to follow during contests. This document provides do's and don'ts for coaches, and coaches are encouraged to review this as well. One of the key points this document makes is that while coaches may answer a player's question about a rules situation, the player is ultimately responsible for his or her actions on the course, and following incorrect advice from a coach is non-correctable. As a result, coaches will want to emphasize the need for players to be ready to play 2 balls on a given hole when something occurs and a player is uncertain about how he or she should proceed in accordance with the rules. This guidelines document can be found in the School Manual for Golf, which again can be found on both the boys and girls golf pages on the IHSA website. To further help coaches adjust to this change, the IHSA has created a series of short video clips that show possible situations that could occur during an interscholastic golf contest. All the clips are narrated and try to show coaches whether or not the actions being displayed are acceptable or not. These clips can be found in the Case Situations area of the Sport and Activity Tracker in the IHSA School Center. We'd like to thank the girls golf team from Bloomington Central Catholic for their help in putting together these video clips. We hope this short presentation and the previously mentioned video clips are useful and informative for coaches as we transition into this new era for coaching golf in Illinois. Individuals with questions can contact either Stacy Lambert or Kurt Gibson at the email addresses listed on this slide. Thanks again for viewing this presentation, and good luck this season.